Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Cover Together with your hosts Mara and Books. As usual, we've got some things to cover, like that sham of a UFC fight that we saw on Saturday. We've got some NBA rumors and quarterbacks, NFL. We are, 7 weeks out from the NFL season, and we're getting excited. So let's start off with what we witnessed on Saturday. Conor McGregor, Max Holloway. This was a part 2 to their initial fight. The hype was there. Everyone was betting. I think they said 99% of bets were on Conor McGregor. It was his return fight after 5 years. He snapped his leg all up 5 years ago in the octagon and returned for the first time on Saturday against Max. You know, he comes out, he does his Conor thing, but his heart wasn't in it.
It wasn't in it.
You could tell his heart wasn't in it.
My money wasn't in it either, thank God.
Goodness gracious. He does his little arrogant walk around the octagon, but the eyes told a different story.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Okay. The bout was over in about 60 seconds, but it should have been over probably before then. He comes out, he tries to throw a flying kick, can see his right leg just buckle right underneath him. Goes down to the mat, gets back up. Instantly, Max Holloway is saying, we should probably call this. He looks hurt.
Need some milk.
Tries a couple different moves. Every time ends up on the mat. Eventually, the ref calls the match. So, wow. All those people who paid that money to get in there, all those people who bet on Conor, what a night for them. I feel bad.
I have never seen that arena clear out like that before.
Oh, they got out of there.
They got TF out of there ASAP.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, what a night for the UFC Saturday night. They were having such a good card, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're Dana, you wanted some of those fights to go a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. But when you get down to that main event, this is what everybody is there for.
Right.
Everybody has waited 5 years to see this man back in action. All the trash talking, all the strutting around, you know, everything that comes with it, the ambiance. We haven't seen him fight in 5 long years. And I'm not a huge Conor fan, but I'd be lying if I didn't, you know, at least admit that the man's got pull, he's got traction.
Yeah.
And a $30 million payout for him, $3 million payout for Max.
It was like $3 million for Max?
That's it.
What?
That's what's reported. It was going to be 30 for Conor and 3 for Max. When you put that much money into a fight, you're expecting more than 69 seconds. Mm-hmm. Now, I told you as soon as he went for that kick and they showed the replay, I said that's an overcompensation injury, you know, because for those that don't know, I snapped my leg back when I was in high school. And the one thing you do after that, you never trust that leg again. And it seemed like he went into it probably with the same thing on his mind. You could tell he was in his head pre-fight. You could tell he did not have the same arrogance, like you said, that he usually does, where he's just like pounding the mat and just, you know, going crazy. Like, I know I'm about to lay you out. It was kind of like a final stand type of walkout, you know. Like, I'm going to give it all I got, but I don't know what I got, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was trying to get the fight over with early, but he threw 2 kicks very quickly. Mm-hmm. He, you know, what is that, Masvidal? Jorge Masvidal, I believe he was the one that came in with that flying knee way back in the day, and he made his name on that. He tried to just come in with one of those, and it just did not work. And then that knee buckled, and Max did not want to fight him at that point. You know, props to Max for just basically looking at him, telling the ref, like, dude, he's done.
Yeah.
And he came out after the fight and was like, I don't want to beat you up in front of your kids, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think you had a lot of different viewers for that fight. Obviously, Conor has a huge following. But you also had some folks hate watching. If you are unable to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could say the good guys won on Saturday.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
We're not the podcast for that, but go do your research and find out about McGregor and his past,
Absolutely. So, all around, you had a lot of people tuned in to see what happened with that fight. From the videos, I don't want to speculate, but it seemed like he was hurt going into the fight.
It definitely seemed like he tweaked it at some point.
Yeah.
They showed him sparring. Did you see that video?
I didn't.
Backstage before he came out, and he was kicking just fine. So I don't know if maybe after they stopped filming did he tweak it or something, but he did something to make it weak before he got in there, and then it just snapped as soon as he got in there.
Yeah, I think the video that was going viral was right before he got into the octagon, and they were doing his checks on, his wrappings and all the stuff. And he was bouncing around out there, kind of jumping from one leg to the other. And it slightly buckled out there. So
yeah.
Maybe that's why when he got in the octagon, it was a little somber. Like he knew he had tweaked it and then felt it again as he was coming into the ring sort of thing.
Yeah. Again, it was a crazy card. We really enjoyed the card.
Yeah.
Kind of, just getting into that. You had Green and McKinney at the top. That was a crazy fight itself to open
absolutely.
up. I thought McKinney had that one. He was pummeling Green, and for some reason, McKinney just forgot how to fight, I guess. And he just, I don't know what happened down there.
He got tired. He spent too much time trying to get Green to submit.
Yeah.
Way too much time down there on the ground grappling.
And to lose at the final second of the first round, just because you couldn't cover up. Mm-hmm. Now, we both talked about this. I felt like the ref was being a little too lenient on something because Green wasn't covering up either. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, when McKinney didn't cover up, he was like, all right, we got to call it, Yeah. And there was 1 second left to the round, so I wish he would have let that go.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that second. That was generous also. It kind of felt like the round was over.
Yeah, it felt like it was
called.
over. Yeah. And then moving on to Royval and Kavanaugh, that was a submission. Not a whole lot to talk about there. They went the full 3, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. And, it was just kind of one of those standoff fights. It wasn't like a Max Holloway where you just slap the ground and you just go crazy, but those two guys were definitely throwing them, and finally, in the end, Royval made Kavanaugh submit. Then you had Batista and Sandhagen. Batista won by unanimous decision. Patty and Benoit, another short fight, 52 seconds. That was a quick submission. He got him in the guillotine, and that was it. That was an embarrassing one. And then a couple of honorable mentions. Gable Stevenson. Good to see him out there. This is a guy that was I believe he's an Olympic gold medalist. He then went to the WWE. That didn't work. Then he went to the NFL and got signed to the Bills practice squad as a D tackle. That didn't work. Now he finds himself as a fighter in UFC under John Jones as his coach. And he laid Ellison out. He made quick work of that. So welcome to the UFC. That was your big moment, man. He's got 4 fights now, but he's going to be a major player going forward, I think. And then, of course, I just have to say this because it felt like I was watching a funeral Saturday. Tracy Cortez, hey, listen, it might be time. No disrespect. You got a fan in me, but it might be time to wrap that up because Wong whooped her like she owed her money. The strike discrepancy was insane. Mm-hmm. We were looking at a couple of rounds. I believe it was 29-17.
Yeah.
My good, and she pretty much broke her knee. Mm-hmm. She just destroyed her. Both eyes were swollen shut. I know you have some rough fights sometimes, but that was one of those ones where it's like, hey, come sit with me and let's do some streaming,
Need to reconsider my life decisions.
But yeah, overall, just kind of wanted to run down that UFC card again. Connor and Max, obviously a big disappointment. They're talking about running it back. We'll see. Max said he wants to do it in 2027. He wants to see what that 170 is about. So we'll see if that happens. But Connor said he wants one more fight and then he's done. So
he's done already.
We will see if he can get in shape for that. Did you have anything you wanted to add to the UFC?
Not really. Like you said, the card prior to that was good. You know, a lot of built up energy for a heavy letdown, but we'll see if they can make it happen in 2027. I'll tell you what, I won't be paying for it.
Hopefully they put it on Paramount again, because, yeah, I'm not... There's been a lot of bad fights this year.
Yeah.
With these previous stars. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of tired of the money grab there. We watched it with Ronda. We're about to watch it with Floyd pretty soon. I'm getting kind of tired of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we get some real fighters. Get some guys that love the game back in there. Not just somebody just trying to make one last paycheck.
Right.
Moving on to the NBA.
Mm-hmm. LeBron sweepstakes.
Let's talk about the man that's got the NBA in a grip. LeBron James, as usual, dictates the pace of everything in the NBA, especially in the offseason. As we all know, he left the Lakers. He is still deciding 15,000 weeks later where he's going to land. I believe he knows where he wants to go. Mm-hmm. I think you think the same thing. He just likes to draw this out.
He's so dramatic.
The drama, as you would say.
Yes.
So let's kind of talk about, we've talked about this before. Let's talk about his landing spots, what they're trying to do to entice him to come. Mm-hmm. And where we think he ultimately will land. We won't spend a lot of time on it, but let's start with Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the rumors today about Cleveland?
No. Fill me in.
Kyrie Irving comes back to Cleveland. They are trying to offload James Harden for a potential Kyrie Irving reunion. Now, this was put out by Bleacher Report initially as a trade idea. Apparently, there's a little bit of legwork to it in circles. I don't think there's much there. I don't think the Mavs are going to get off of Kyrie for James Harden. Mm-hmm. It would require another team to take on James. I just don't see that motion happening. Mm-hmm. But that is a potential card, I guess, that they could play, along with every team offering to bring in Bronny to get him to sign. Other than that, they don't really have a lot else going on. The Cavs are linked to Jonathan Kuminga, but the Lakers seem to be doing all the work on that, trying to land him in a sign-and trade for Jared Vanderbilt and some picks, probably the rest of their picks for the rest of their time as an organization. I don't know. Then Miami. That's the interesting one. So Miami has came out today and said, we want Klay Thompson, whether we get LeBron or not. They are offering Nikola Jovic and Simon Fontecchio, I believe, and basically draft picks. I think that's a bit much, but I understand.
A bit.
I understand because it's Klay Thompson in their eyes. They need a shooter. And Jovic has 4 years left on his deal also. Mm-hmm. He's making $16 million per year. Yeah. Yeah. I would want to get off that deal too.
It's Klay Thompson. You remember that video? Stepson. Yuck. Hello, Klay Thompson.
Disgusting. Yeah. So, on top of that, like you were telling me earlier, Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan are also linked to Miami. And Bradley Beal.
Ooh.
Those are supposedly backup plans. If they don't land LeBron, a couple of them could be additions to LeBron. What do we think about this Miami team in 2026?
Man, if this was 2016.
Bunch of dogs.
Bunch of dogs.
Ring
secured.
Roll out. The red carpet.
However, windy finger.
Oh.
It is 2026.
It is.
Pat, I understand. You're living in the golden age. You are back there, okay? You're looking at the names and you're saying, yeah, Russell Westbrook and Klay Thompson. But I need you, the Godfather Pat Riley, to look at what those gentlemen have done in this league the past 5 years or so. Klay Thompson, he should be about out of the league at this point. We just need to tell the truth about that. If that is what you are bringing in to fill out your bench, oh, count me out. Especially considering you're trying to land LeBron and him and Russ hate each other. That is not a good relationship.
I feel like that report just sealed it for LeBron with Miami. I will tell you, a couple of days ago, I woke up and I told you, I said, I got a feeling he's going to Miami. Mm-hmm. But then when that report came out, I was like, all right, now, I mean, come on. We got to unretire numbers to bring him back. Now you're telling me you want to bring in Russ, DeMar, Clay, Brad, like...
They're reaching really hard and far.
Well, and in the year of 2026, the year of our Lord and Savior, I don't want to see that.
No.
We've been there, done that with these old folks' homes for teams, and it's rough to watch, man.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, even, we talked about it on a couple episodes before, but the thought of just Bam, Giannis, and LeBron, even that was a bit much for me. You know, like, that doesn't scream exciting hoops to me. So then you're adding these names to that pot. I'm not excited about it.
You need to take a flyer on guys like Cam Thomas and, shooters that are out there that can actually... Why did you not go try to sign Luke Kennard?
Yeah.
This Bron sweepstakes stuff, teams are going to lose out on so much chasing this man. Mm-hmm. And I know it's worth it to you, but it's not worth it if you don't land him.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's the same thing with Golden State. They're another team in the mix for him. They're saying that he is considering them heavily, but it's all contingent upon, do we get Anthony Davis? Mm. And what does it take for us to get Anthony Davis?
Meanwhile, Anthony Davis looks extremely committed to the Washington Wizards at this point.
He wants an extension.
Yeah.
He would be committed to a doghouse if it landed him a $200 million plus extension.
He's insane. But Rich is going to get it for him.
Oh. Let's not even get started on Mafia boss Rich Paul. Because Gary Trent Jr.,
oh my
Rich,
gosh.
That is ridiculous. I'm just so glad that you're not Paul George's agent. Because he would be on a $300 million max right now. Oh my goodness.
However, Rich, if you ever start some sort of podcast management group, let us know. Because we need all the deals.
Clutch music, clutch pods, whatever you got, Rich, give me a call, man. I'll get paid, okay? But to wrap up the NBA, LeBron, at the end of it, I'm ready for this to be over. Supposedly, he's come to a decision. He's supposed to be making his decision soon. Hopefully, he does that quickly.
Do you think he gives us The Decision Part 2?
No, he's gonna announce it on Twitter.
Oh.
I just don't see him doing it super big unless he's announcing he's retiring too.
Yeah.
So
last little lap.
Yes. Let's get into what we came here for. Mm-hmm. Today we will be ranking our top 5 NFL quarterbacks right now.
Yep.
We also have the list that just came out from, I believe it was The Athletic.
Yeah, the GMs and executives around the league ranked their top 5 quarterbacks.
Yes. So we will talk about that at the end. We want to start with our list first.
Should we, or should we reverse that? Tell the people what the GMs think, and then we'll come in with our thoughts.
Okay. I will do that. So at number 5, they have Lamar Jackson. Last year, he was ranked number 4. Okay. So it dropped from last year. Mm-hmm. At 4, they have Joe Burrow. Last year, he was ranked number 3.
Okay.
At number 3, they have Matt Stafford. Last year, he was ranked number 6.
Okay.
At number 2, they have Patrick Mahomes, mm-hmm. who was ranked number 1 last year. And at number 1, they have Josh Allen, who was ranked number 2 last year. For those of you that are curious, the person that was ranked number 5 last year was Drake May. They have him at number 8.
Okay.
So that is the top 5 from last year and this year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, obviously we may have differing opinions, but that is what we are here to talk about now. So, do you want to start with honorable mentions?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, right outside the top 5, mm-hmm. I have Justin Herbert.
Okay.
I'm a big Justin fan mm-hmm. on the field.
Okay.
And I think he's right there. Mm-hmm. I just don't know what it takes to get over that hump.
Yes.
I'm not sure. They keep changing it up. He can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. After him, this hurts me to say because I really was excited about CJ Stroud's trajectory, mm-hmm. but he's fallen off so far back. I'm rooting for you this year. I hope you figure it out. I think this is where you have to slot in Caleb Williams.
Okay. So essentially you have him at 7.
Yes.
Okay.
That might be controversial, but I just feel like the upside to his game, not just based on what he did last year, mm-hmm. the upside to his game, I think he's there. So, what were your honorable mentions?
I actually do have Drake May. Okay. Right outside, about 6. Actually, I'll flip it. I'd put Drake at 7. Right outside of my top 5, I have Dakota Prescott.
Wow.
At number 6.
Wow, disgusting. I'm very upset.
No. Mm-hmm.
Dak?
Yeah. Dak as a quarterback.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at.
What else would we be looking at?
Not the Cowboys' performance. Well, yeah. Dak as the quarterback.
I do like Dak. Like, he is probably 8 for me.
Okay. So we're not far off.
No, I just don't have him at 6. Mm-hmm. That's disgusting.
Okay. It's 2 slots above yours.
Okay. So at 5, mm-hmm. who was your number 5 and why?
So out the gate, I'm kind of starting controversial. Oh. So I do have Joe Burrow at 5.
Okay.
However, when I was sitting here and I was making my list and I was thinking this through, I had to ask myself, do you have Joe there because you're giving him credit for being the talented thrower we know he is, and you feel like he belongs there talent-wise? Or is he there because he's Joe Burrow? Mm-hmm. Have other quarterbacks lapped him mm-hmm. to now where he should be in that 6 or 7 range?
Right. Oh. Okay.
But I kept him at 5.
Okay.
You know, obviously he's battled a lot since their appearance in the Super Bowl where they lost to you guys. They have been absolutely awful. His coach is awful. His team is awful. His offensive line is awful. Yeah. However, you do have 2 of the best receivers in the game, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. He gets him the ball. He gets him the ball well. Mm-hmm. But they haven't been performing, and he's always hurt.
Yeah.
I think that's his biggest thing. He's always hurt in the lack of team success. But I kept him at 5. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Who do you have at 5?
So, it's not that controversial because that's where I ended up with Joe. Okay. I love Joe Burrow, by the way.
Yes.
To me, Joe Burrow is probably my next favorite quarterback after my quarterback. Mm-hmm. Who we will get to later.
Yes.
But Joe is he kind of reminds me of an old school quarterback where he's just a pocket quarterback.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that works if you're a wizard with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know how to move in that pocket, which he really doesn't with that bad offensive line,
Right.
he's always going to be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he just doesn't have the wizardry touch yet.
Yeah.
He's close. He's very close.
Let me push back on that.
Sure.
If he doesn't have it yet, will he ever have it?
Yes, he will, because my quarterback went through that.
Okay.
I can make the same argument for Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just, looking at his counting stats, and I left the stats out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have them, but he had 1,800 yards last season. He had 17 sacks, 5 picks, 847 rush yards. That's a lot for him.
That's a lot for Joe Burrow.
His QBR was 63. Joe, that's a really good year for a guy that was injured, but that's not him.
Right.
So I just feel like he's got some room for improvement. I do think he can slide up into that top 3 again.
Yeah.
I just think right now I've got 4 more guys better than him.
Okay. I can wipe the sweat off my brow because
Yes,
I wasn't sure. I almost bumped him out, but I didn't. So
yeah, we're going down together on that one. Okay, at 4.
At 4, who do you have?
Controversial take. Bear with me.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Leave in the chat if you don't like this, but oh well, it's my list. Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
At number 4.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I wrestled with this one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because I do think very highly of Patrick. Mm-hmm. And I do believe he is a top 3 quarterback on his best day.
Yes.
The problem is he's kind of turned into a one-trick pony. The stuff that was working years ago has stopped working. And he has yet to refresh that bag.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't work out, he's going to run in a straight line and slide. Mm-hmm. And that's great, but there's no zigzag, there's no pizzazz, there's no more throwing on the run like it used to be. Not to say that it's not there, but it's not like it used to be. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's regressed. I think he's a product of his environment.
Okay.
But it's hard for me to put him up there right now in that top 3 when I feel like you have to commend the work that these other quarterbacks are doing.
Yeah.
So who is your number 4?
Add Lamar.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson. That's who I have at number 4. Obviously, the last time we saw them, the Ravens and Lamar back in 2025, they were struggling. I mean, he was hurt on and off the entire year. They lost week 18 against the Steelers in a win and you're in the playoffs sort of situation. So it's disappointing. But we have seen Lamar increase his production via his arm year after year. He's made it a conscious effort to improve that. And we've seen it. Obviously, we know Lamar for being a dual-threat quarterback. I'm glad his marriage with John Harbaugh is over.
Yes.
I was fed up with that. I mean, I felt like John always put him in bad situations.
Yes.
And people expected Lamar to deliver. And, I mean, it was a setup,
Yeah.
So I'm really glad he's done with that. I hope to see him return, back to his MVP form. So,
yeah.
Lamar at 4.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you make because I think that's another reason why I had Pat at 4. It's time for a regime change. He needs some fresh ideas. And I'm banking on the fact that Lamar with this new regime is going to be better than him.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I had him at 3.
Okay.
Looking at the counting stats for both players, there's a big discrepancy. Okay. I'm going to acknowledge that. Patrick Mahomes had 3,000 yards. 3,587 yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 picks. He had 422 on the ground rushing, and his QBR was 68.5. Lamar's counting stats were 2,549 yards. He had 21 touchdowns, 7 picks, 349 yards on the ground, 62.7 was his QBR.
Okay.
Obviously, he battled injury last year, as he always does. But for me, I'm banking on the upside of having a new coaching regime. He's very excited to work with Declan as his new offensive coordinator. So I just feel like he's got so much more left in the tank with his creativity and what he can do for a team versus Patrick, who I think it's time for a new set of paint.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a new coat of paint to kind of get the greatness out of him again. You know?
Yeah.
Who do you have at 3?
You know, I said, oh, but really all we did was flip-flop them. Because I have Patrick at 3. There'll be some people who listen to this and you're like, well, he's not number 1 or number 2. I had him at 3. Who knows how the heck he's going to come back after tearing his ACL and LCL. He does a lot of riffing and running, so you don't really know what that's going to look like when he returns. Yeah. They are pushing for him to be back week 1, but year over year since 2022, we've seen a drop in his total passing yards, his yards per game. It's looked like a little bit of a regression. He hasn't really been exciting to watch, but he's still Patrick Mahomes, you know?
Yeah.
They had a terrible season last year. They broke their streak of 10 years of making the playoffs at 6-11. Worst season since 2012. So he's got a lot of room for improvement. I still have him top 3 because he is Patrick Mahomes. But he's not top 2 for me because he has some work to do to kind of earn that back, in my opinion.
Yeah, tough division, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Tough division. I think that division has actually become a little bit more tougher than Lamar's division. Because, I mean, other than Joe, it's just a senior citizen home in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. Shout out to Aaron and his cowboy hat.
Okay, so number 2, who did you have at 2?
It's your turn. Who do you have it to?
Okay, fine. I'll say it. Josh Allen is number 2.
Okay.
Josh Allen, his counting stats for the season, 3,668 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. He had 579 on the ground rushing, and his QBR was 65.4. Now, I know he's everybody's reigning, defending MVP. That was the most damn MVP I've ever seen in my life. I don't think that highly of Josh Allen, honestly.
I don't either.
I'm not super impressed by his game. I do think that he is a good quarterback, do not get me wrong. But I don't go out there and think he's doing something super amazing.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that kind of has a Big Ben ilk. He kind of reminds me of Big Ben, how he plays. He kind of stumbles and fumbles around to first downs, and he's got a big arm.
Yeah.
You know, he can sling it. A lot of people will say that he didn't have a receiver last year, number 1. Let's not forget, he ran his number 1 out of the building. So I don't believe that all of a sudden with DJ Moore, he's going to turn back into the best quarterback in the NFL. With that being said, 2 is a perfect slot for me right now. This is a what have you done for me lately league, and I will acknowledge the fact that he has played up to his standards. But let us not forget that you got bounced in the playoffs in probably one of the easiest playoffs that you could have won a Super Bowl in.
You're talking about
Josh Allen.
the year prior, not this past season.
This past season.
They played the Broncos in the divisional round.
You think that the Broncos were supposed to stop the MVP, the supposedly number 1 ranked quarterback? That's acceptable.
I hear what you're saying. I have him at number 2 as well. Yes, he ran his number 1 receiver out. However, he was playing with Keon Coleman, and we've got to be serious. I mean, we've just got to be serious. He was still making things work with Keon Coleman as your number 1.
Whose fault was that?
I'm on your side. you know, I'm not in love with Josh Allen's game. I can appreciate it for what it is. I think if you say he's anything less than top 3, you're being a little too much of a hater, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So 2 is fine for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's number 1, but I can appreciate his talent and what he does for the Bills.
Yeah, and just to kind of clarify my point on the playoffs, my whole point is he's a name.
Mm-hmm.
And you had really no other names in the playoffs until you got to the NFC side.
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to struggle coming out of the AFC this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's just unacceptable.
But we could also look at the Broncos and say, if Bo Nix doesn't go down, they are probably in the Super Bowl.
I agree with that. However, your precedent was set in the previous round when they played the Jaguars and he stumbled against Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole point. What if you can't beat Trevor Lawrence by 20 in the first round? Mm. I'm being generous, but if you can't beat him and then you're stumbling and fumbling against the Broncos, who literally lost their quarterback at the end of the game on the last play, but regardless, all you had to do was make some first downs.
Mm-hmm.
When are you supposed to win a ring?
Yeah.
All that being said leads me to a man who has won a ring, who I believe we both have as consensus number 1.
We do.
The current GOAT in the NFL.
GOAT is a lot.
He is the gunslinger himself, Matthew Stafford. Matty Ice. Big Ice.
All right.
He had 4,707 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had 29 rushing yards. Hold on to that. His QBR was 71.2. Do not tell me out of your mouth, anybody out there in the comments, anybody listening, that you have anybody above this man. This is one of the coldest to do it. We will never see another guy sling the ball like this. Some of the passes this man makes, and I'm a complete homer. I get that. But you have to acknowledge greatness when you see it.
Yeah.
The passes, the touch that this guy has on that ball, it's ridiculous. He makes receivers. Receivers don't make him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you would have had a Pettigrew in Detroit, if you would have had a Calvin Johnson in Detroit. I don't know if you would have had a Cooper Kupp here in L.A. or a Puka Nacua here in L.A. without Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
I really don't know that.
You spitting a little bit.
You know, when I'm cooking, let me cook. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford is going to go down as one of the best throwers of the football ever.
Yeah.
And if he can get one more, I think he makes some tough debates. Mm-hmm. So, with all that being said, why do you have him at number 1?
I agree with you. I mean, when he's zipping the ball, it's beautiful to watch. Like, poetry in motion. Stop throwing Puka those hospital balls. We need to talk about that. But it's beautiful to watch. The offense is always, humming behind Matty. I just really appreciate his game.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Now, there's some passes you throw Matt where I'll be like,
he's very risky.
Yeah.
Like, some of them, it's like a check down would have worked. A check down would have been
He's like,
okay.
no, 40-yard triple coverage, gunslinger to Puka, concussion, but it's a first down, and we got the touchdown.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, there's 40 minutes left in the game. You can calm down a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Just drop it off. It's
but
okay.
Matty Ice and those veneers, let me tell you, man, you got my football heart, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
That man is a dog, and I hope we get a few more years of him being at the top of his game. The worst part about watching quarterbacks age is the regression.
Yeah.
And I'm praying that he's got one more year in him at least of being that guy, because he had the bad back starting off last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, hasn't he been kind of hinting at retirement?
He's ready, yeah. Him and Sean both are ready, but I think they want one more, and that's why, and we were going to talk about this, but Big 99,
oh gosh,
Big 99, Aaron Donald is talking about coming back as well, because I think everybody wants to ride off into the sunset together. Mm-hmm. They're really going all in this year. The Super Bowl, for those of you that don't know, is in LA. So this is really like the swan song, I believe, for this team.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to try to put the team on his back again, whether it's bad or not.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try and take Devontae and Puka and that crazy defense with Myles Garrett. And who's the corner we got? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. Out of KC. Forgive me, guys. I think he's going to try to put that team on his back one more time and carry us there. So, McDuffie.
Mm-hmm.
Trent McDuffie. Sorry, Trent. Welcome to the team, though, brother. We need you. Yes, Jalen Watson, yes. We need you bad. So, I think this is going to be a big swan song. And I do think if he can get one more, he makes for some ugly conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it is the swan song. He signed a 1-year extension. Yeah. He's banking on Aaron coming back. He's banking on getting this last one in LA and calling it.
And I don't blame him. The only other best way you could have went out was if he had went out with the ring against the Bengals. Mm-hmm. And even if he went out this year, he would have went out on top. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you lose that last playoff game, but the dude was balling.
Yeah.
So he was the MVP last year, I believe, wasn't he?
This 2025 season,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, rightfully so. The dude is still an MVP top player. And so I'm excited to see that. That's why he's my number one. I believe that's why he's your number one.
Yep.
We're excited for the NFL. Scott Hansen tweeted out he will see us in 9 Sundays. I can't wait to load up the red zone, Scott. I can't wait, brother.
How much is the NFL, what's it called, where you could see all the games with no blackout restrictions? No, red zone, you could just see like the scoring plays.
Oh.
However, I don't remember what it's called, but that was like $500 last year. I'm debating, but Jesus.
Yeah, man, catch me on YouTube. No, honestly, I'm so excited. I will have the red zone dialed up, man.
Yeah.
And this is not a paid promotion by any means, but I just love Scott Hansen and the work he does, man. I hope I'm saying his name right. Am I? I hope that I'm not. No, that's Chris Hansen. Great. Just making sure.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, Scott, man, it's going to be good to see you again. I'm excited to see football back on the TV. I'm tired of LeBron. Love you, Bron, but let's wrap this up. Anywho, we've gone long. I'm glad that you joined us. Please leave in the comments section what your top 5 list would be and if whether or not you agree with us.
Yep.
Other than that, I have been Boogs.
I have been Mara.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy. Please stay tuned. We will have another episode again very soon.
Yep.
Peace.
Happy Monday. Peace.